Build your day like a fortress, because your day is either designed or it is invaded. Most men wake up and let life happen to them. They open their eyes, grab the phone, flood their mind with noise, and then wonder why they feel anxious, weak, distracted, and behind before the day even begins. That is not a morning. That is a surrender. A fortress is not built when the enemy arrives. A fortress is built before the enemy shows up, and every day the enemy shows up. Distraction, temptation, laziness, fear, anger, doubt, the opinions of other people, the chaos of the world. If you do not build defenses, you will be invaded. Not occasionally, daily, and then you will live in reaction. Reactive men are not free. Reactive men are not calm. Reactive men are not powerful. Reactive men are always late to their own life. They are always catching up, always rushing, always stressed, always tired, because they have no structure, no walls, no gates, no rules. So the day takes them hostage. And a hostage can't lead, a hostage can't build, a hostage can't become the man he was meant to be. This video is about taking your day back, not with motivation, with architecture, because willpower is weak, structure is strong. A fortress is structure, a fortress is law. A fortress is a system that holds when your feelings do not. Your day must become a fortress because your mind is a battlefield. And you do not win a battlefield with hope. You win it with preparation. So I will speak plainly. Most men don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they start their day with weakness. They begin with indulgence. They begin with distraction. They begin with no plan. Then they spend the rest of the day fighting uphill. That is stupidity. You do not fight uphill if you can take the high ground first. So you take the high ground. You build the fortress. And once you build it, you will feel something rare. Calm. Not the calm of comfort. The calm of control, because a disciplined man does not find time. He commands time. He does not hope to be productive. He creates conditions where productivity is the only option. That is what a fortress does. Now I am going to give you principles, not cute routines, not soft productivity advice, principles that turn an average day into a controlled operation. Principle 1. The first hour decides the tone of the entire day. The first hour is the gate. If the gate falls, the fortress is compromised. Most men let the enemy enter through the gate immediately. They grab the phone, they check messages, they scroll, they consume, they fill the mind with noise. That noise creates restlessness. Restlessness creates distraction. Distraction creates procrastination. Procrastination creates guilt. Guilt creates anxiety. All of that starts in the first hour. So you protect the first hour. You do not see what's going on. You do not invite the world into your head before you have command. The first hour belongs to discipline. Water, movement, silence, planning, a clean action that sets your identity. This is not about being extreme. This is about winning the gate. When you win the gate, the rest of the day becomes easier to control. Principle 2. A fortress is built on non-negotiables. Weak men negotiate all day. They ask themselves, do I feel like it? They debate, they delay, they bargain with weakness. A fortress removes debate. A fortress has law. Non-negotiables are laws. You need a small set of daily laws that you obey regardless of mood. Not 10, not 20, 3 to 5. Examples: wake time, training block, work block, meal structure, sleep boundary. These laws create predictability. Predictability creates stability. Stability creates calm. A man who obeys non-negotiables becomes reliable, and reliability is power. Principle 3. Your environment is either a weapon or a trap. A fortress is not only rules, it is architecture. If temptation is easy, you will eventually surrender when you are tired, and you will be tired. So you do not build your life on willpower, you build it on design. Remove friction from discipline, add friction to weakness. If you want to train, make training easy to start. Clothes ready, space prepared, no decision required. If you want to work, make work easy to begin. Desk clean, phone away, task written. If you want to stop wasting time, make wasting time inconvenient. Delete triggers, block sites, remove apps, change placement. A fortress is not built by hoping you will be strong. A fortress is built by making weakness expensive. Principle 4. The day needs walls, not endless openness. Men feel overwhelmed because their day has no borders. Everything is possible, so nothing is finished. You must build walls around time, blocks, boundaries. This is where many men fail. They try to multitask, they bounce, they drift. They never enter deep focus because the day is open like a field with no defenses. A fortress has zones, a working zone, a training zone, a recovery zone, a family zone, a silence zone. When you put walls around these zones, you stop bleeding energy, and energy is everything. Principle 5. You must plan the day before the day starts. A fortress is built before the war. If you wake up with no plan, you are already behind. You will react to messages. You will react to distractions. You will react to other people's priorities. A man with no plan serves other people's plans. That is not leadership. So, you plan. Not for an hour, 5 minutes. You write the mission, 1 to 3 objectives that must be completed today. Then everything else is secondary. This creates clarity. Clarity cuts stress. Stress is often just confusion. A clear man is a dangerous man. Principle 6. You must secure the mind before you enter the world. Men let the world program them. They consume opinions, outrage, drama, noise. Then they carry that chaos into their work, into their training, into their relationships. A fortress protects the mind. You choose what enters. You control inputs. If you start your day with noise, you will live in noise. If you start your day with silence and intention, you will carry that calm into everything. So build a ritual. 5 to 10 minutes of silence. No distractions, breathing, thinking, prayer, if that is your path. A man who cannot sit in silence is not free. He is addicted to stimulation. A fortress cures that. Principle 7. Your body is part of the fortress. A weak body makes the mind vulnerable. If you are tired, hungry, untrained, and restless, you will make weak choices. You will crave escape. You will become reactive. So the fortress includes physical discipline. Movement early is a defensive wall. It clears mental fog. It drains anxiety. It builds momentum. Even a short session, even a walk, even push-ups and squats. Do something that signals to your mind, I am awake, I am in command. A man who trains in the morning is harder to tempt later. Principle 8. Guard the gates of attention. Attention is your most valuable resource. If you lose attention, you lose the day. The enemy knows this. That is why distractions are designed to hijack you. Notifications are assaults on your focus. Random checking is the enemy inside the walls. So you set gates. phone away during work blocks, no social media until the mission is done, no endless browsing, single task focus, one thing at a time. A fortress does not allow uncontrolled entry. Your mind should not either. Principle 9. You need a battle plan for weak moments. Every man has weak moments: fatigue, boredom, stress, anger, loneliness. That is when the fortress is tested. If you have no plan, you will collapse into old habits. So you create protocols. When stress hits, you move your body for 10 minutes. When boredom hits, you start the task for 5 minutes. When temptation hits, you leave the room and change the environment. When anger rises, you breathe and delay action until calm returns. Protocols remove negotiation. They keep you from making decisions in emotional storms. A fortress does not hold committee meetings under attack. It follows protocol. Principle 10. Your day must have a protected core. A fortress has a keep, the inner stronghold. If the outer walls are breached, the core remains protected. Your day needs that too. A protected core is the part of your day that cannot be touched. Your deepest work, your training, your mission. You schedule it early. You protect it. You defend it from meetings, from distractions, from people. This is where your life is built. Most men give their best hours away to noise and then try to build their future with scraps. Reverse that. Give your best hours to your mission. Then let the world have what is left. Principle 11. End the day like a warrior, not like a consumer. Many men end the day by collapsing into indulgence, scrolling, snacking, numbing. They call it relaxing. But it is weakness. It steals sleep. It steals recovery. It steals tomorrow. Your fortress extends into the night. You set a shutdown ritual, a time where screens stop, a time where the body calms, a time where the mind prepares for sleep. Sleep is armor. A man who sacrifices sleep for stimulation is stealing from himself. A fortress protects the future. That means protecting sleep. Principle 12. Discipline is not rigidness. It is freedom through structure. Some men fear structure because they think it will suffocate them. But look at your current life. Is it free, or are you pulled around by impulses and interruptions? Structure is not the enemy. Structure is the weapon. Structure is what allows you to create, build, train, lead, and still have peace. A fortress does not exist to imprison you. It exists to protect what matters: your mission, your family, your mind, your future. Principle 13. Your fortress must be realistic, or it will collapse. This is important. Men build fantasy routines. Wake at 5, 2-hour workout, 3-hour deep work, perfect meals, perfect everything. Then life happens. They fail. They quit. A fortress must be strong, but it must also be sustainable. So build the minimum standard, the minimum day you can execute even when life is hard. Wake time, 20 to 40 minutes training. 1 deep work block. 1 act of restraint, a clean bedtime. That is the base. Then you add more when you earn it. This is how real men build systems. They build what they can maintain. Principle 14. You must audit your day like a commander. A fortress is maintained. Walls are inspected. Weak points are reinforced. You must do the same. At the end of the day, ask 3 questions. What did I do well? Where did the enemy enter? What will I change tomorrow to close that gate? This is how you improve daily without emotion. This is how men become sharp, not by hoping, by adjusting. Principle 15. A fortress gives you identity. Men often say, "I want to be disciplined." Discipline is not a desire. It is an identity built through repetition. When you live by a fortress day, you become that man. The man who starts strong. The man who executes. The man who doesn't waste hours. The man who is calm. The man who can be trusted. The man who is building something real. That identity brings pride. Not fake pride. Earned pride. Earned pride kills addiction. Earned pride kills anxiety. Earned pride kills the feeling of being lost, because you are no longer drifting. You are moving with purpose under law. Now I will give you a simple fortress blueprint. Not complicated. Simple. Phase 1. The gate. First hour. No phone. Water. Movement. 5 minutes silence. Write the mission for the day. 3 objectives. Phase 2. The keep. Deep work block. 90 minutes if possible. Phone away. 1 task. No multitasking. Phase 3. The wall. Training. Strength and endurance. Even if short, but done. Phase 4. The supply line. Eat clean. Fuel, not indulgence. Phase 5. The night watch. Evening shutdown. Screens off. Prepare tomorrow. Sleep. That is a fortress day. Not glamorous, not loud, but it works. And once it works, you will feel something that men chase with distractions and never find. Control. Now listen. You don't need more time. You need fewer leaks. You don't need more motivation. You need stronger walls. You don't need a perfect life. You need a governed life. Because the world will always try to invade. There will always be noise. There will always be temptation. There will always be chaos. You cannot remove the enemy from the world, but you can remove the enemy from your day. By building defenses, by setting rules, by choosing discipline over impulse. A fortress does not remove war. It makes you win it. So build your day like a fortress, because a man who controls his day controls his life, and a man who controls his life builds legacy. That is the warrior's code.